Okay guys, today I'm going to be making some pecan candy. My daughter has requested this candy. Today is the day before Easter and she wanted some pecan candy for her treat. So I'm going to be making enough for her, but also for my grandchildren. So I wanted to show you how I make it. And here are some of the ingredients that I use to make it. I'm using vanilla, brown sugar, butter, evaporated milk, Karo syrup, granulated sugar, and I'm using wax paper to put it on. And here is the recipe, because I know you probably would like to know the ingredients for this. And here are the recipe, the ingredients that I used to make it. I used a tablespoon of Karo, 1/2 cup of evaporated milk, 1 cup of white granulated sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and a cup of pecans. These are the ingredients that I will be using, and I'm going to show you how I made the candy. Okay, in prepping for the candy, I put some wax paper on top of a flat pan that I'm going to lay the candy on top of the wax paper. And then I put a cup of cold water here so I could test my candy once it's ready, to make sure it's ready. So I have to put a few drops in the cold water in order to see if it gets hard. And I'll show you as I go along how I'm going to do this so you can know when to put it in and when you think it's ready, what it looks like. So those are the two things I'm going to start with. And here's my pot that I'm going to use. And I'm going to first put my ingredients in it. And always know that when you use sugar, brown sugar, pack your cup, your 1 cup of sugar, as packed as you can get it to make sure you have enough of brown sugar, because brown sugar tends to be a little loose. And if you pack it really tight, then you know you're using 1 cup. So those are the first things I'm going to do. And here, before I turn my fire on, I'm going to add my ingredients. First, I'm going to add the brown sugar. It's 1 cup of brown sugar. And one cup of granulated sugar. And as you can see, I'm going to mix those 2 sugars together. Even before I turn the fire on, I'm just going to mix them together. Make sure all the lumps are out of the sugar. Because the brown sugar tends to have a little bit lumps in it. So I'm making sure that I get rid of all the lumps out of the brown sugar. And I'm going to keep on stirring it until I get all the lumps out. Now I haven't turned the fire on yet. So as you can see, I'm just taking the lumps out of the brown sugar, because the granulated white sugar has no lumps, but this brown sugar tends to, when you push it down into the cup like this, it tends to lump up a little bit. So I'm working with it to try to get all the lumps out. Okay, and it looks like I got most of the lumps out. So what I'm going to do next I'm going to add my cream, and this is a half a cup of evaporated milk, or cream I should say, because I use Carnation evaporated cream, and it's not milk, but I use the cream. And I'm going to use only a half a cup. I got it poured to a cup, but I'm only using half a cup, but I poured it into a cup just in case I wanted to make 2 batches of it, but I'm only using a half a cup. And what you do with this is you put it in very slow so it won't lump the stuff up. Make sure you just mix it in slowly. And if you mix it in slowly, it won't lump up. It just will smooth around in this kit to make it smooth. And you continually, let's see how much I've used. I'm almost to a half a cup. All right. Just keep, and I'll mix it all. Just make sure you mix it all in to smooth it out. Smooth out the candy. And you won't see, it won't be dry looking. It should be wet. And that's the wet look. Now I'm gonna put in my tablespoon of Karo syrup. Only a tablespoon, because we don't want too much of Karo, but a tablespoon of Karo. Let me put that in. Okay. And now I'm going to stir that in. And it's time to turn my fire on now. So I'm going to turn on my fire, and I'm going to put my fire on a medium burner. Medium burn. And as you put it on the medium, you make sure you continue to stir it, because if you stop stirring it, it will stick to the pan and burn, and you don't want any candy that tastes burnt. So you can just continue to stir your candy. And I still hadn't put quite a cup of it. Now it's right. A cup of it in. This is a process for, I don't know, it will take a few minutes before it gets hot. And once it gets hot, it will start to bubble. When you see it starts to bubble, that means it's getting ready for you to test it to see if it's ready to take off the stove and do the next process, which is make the candy. But right now, it's waiting to get hot, but continue to stir. Continue to stir even though it's not hot yet. That's what the process you need to do until it gets totally hot and it's going to boil. Now, I have my stove on 4.5. I think I might change it to 6 if it doesn't move fast enough. But I don't want it to burn, so if it gets a little too hot, I'll bring it back down to 4. But I'm going to continue to stir it until it starts to bubble. And when it starts to bubble, you will know. And as you can see, it's beginning to boil. And when it starts to boil, then I'm going to do my first test to see if it's ready to take off the fire. Make sure you stir the sides of your pot to get all of the sides into the mix. all be the same consistency once it boils. So keep stirring it and make sure you scrape the side of the pot. I'm going to remove it from the fire for a second just so I can do a test on it. And as you can see, it is boiling. You can see how it's boiling. So I'm going to take it off just for a second so I can see if it's ready. And what I do is I'm going to take this spoon I have here, and this bowl of cold water, and I'm going to drop a little bit of it in the water. Now, if it comes to I'm going to take that, and I need to show you that. I'm going to take that bowl of this in the water, and I'm going to roll it. And if it rolls yet, no, it's not ready, because if it was ready, it would be a hard little ball. It's still soft, so I need to put it back on the fire and keep running it until it gets a little bit harder. I'll take that out. Take that part out. And I'm going to put it a little longer. As you can see, you have to boil it just a little longer. Check it again in a few seconds just to see if it's any better. And if the ball comes out to a round ball, then I know it's ready. So again, I'm going to take it off the fire and I'm going to test it. And again, I'm going to check to see if this turns to a ball. And if the ball gets a little harder and rounder, it's ready. No, it's still not ready because it's turning to a ball, but it's still too soft. So I need to do it again. I need to put it back on the fire. Inside the bottom so it can be consistent. Okay, another test run. Take it off the fire. Get a spoon. Water again and see if it makes a ball. And if it makes a ball, I know it's ready now. Let's see. I'm thinking it is getting much better, guys. The ball is here. It's still just a tad bit soft, so I'm going to give it a few seconds more because the ball is here. As you can see, it's a pretty round ball, but it's a little bit softer than I want, so I'm going to give it a few seconds more. this should do it. Again, I'm gonna take it off the fire. And this time, after I test it, I'm gonna add butter and vanilla. And I'm gonna add butter and vanilla to see. And yes, it's ready because it won't even come off the spoon this time, which means it's running a little hard already. So I'm gonna put my 2 spoons of butter, which here's one spoon of butter, 2 spoons of butter. And I'm gonna stir that in. And then I'm gonna put in my half a teaspoon. Oh, that's a little more than I planned, so I have to put that back because so much fell in. I'm not gonna put that teaspoon in. I just already got it. And the last thing I'm going to show you how I take the dust off my pecans. First I put them in here. I put them in a thing to get the dust off the pecan. Shake them, get all the dust off the pecan. And then I put them from here to my measuring bowl. Add the pecans in. She's small. It's not quite a cup. No, and I put my pecans in. Here's the pecans. And I'm gonna mix my pecans in. Stir them in. And when this becomes a little bit more firm, I will lay it down. And you just take it and you make little spots of it. Not too big, unless you want big ones. But I'm trying to make small portions because I want my grandchildren to have some. And they don't need big portions because I don't want them to waste it. So I make smaller portions for them. And I may make a couple of big ones for my daughter. She loves it. So this is the way it goes. You put it into make smaller portions. And also my son and my husband loves them too, so try to spread it out and make as many as I can with this batch. If not, I may have to make a second batch to share with everyone in the family. As you can see, that one is a little bigger for my daughter. Here's the final project, guys. Just wanted you to see how they came out. This is the pecan candy. And here's the recipe. I hope you enjoyed this.